On the Rave!
Hi, this is Mark Archer from Alternate.
Hi, this is Ian from Dream Frequency.
This is Slipmatt, and you're in tune to the On the Rave.
On the Rave
On the Rave!
Podcast.
Watch your bass fins, I'm telling you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. My name is Gav.
I'm Addie.
And you are tuned in once again to the On the Rave podcast. Alright, Addie, how's it going?
I'm full of flu.
Yeah.
I'm nasal as fuck, but I'm going to keep going.
He is going to keep
Because it's a
going.
very special day.
It is, yeah. It's a very, very special day. We're on location in Area 51. It's
Deep in Area 51. It's
Yeah.
hot as fuck out here in the desert.
It is like it's
I've got my
proper
sunscreen on,
wham.
Gav.
It's proper wham. I'm wearing a turban. And
I'm wearing
Addie's got
nothing apart from fucking sunscreen.
and a tinfoil hat.
Right.
It's wonderful out here. It's the 20th. It's the 20th of September, which is the day that everyone has been besieged to go to Area 51.
And we're recording live. So if you're here, just come past, say hello. Maybe give us some space cakes or something.
Yeah, we are. Just share the vibe. We're going to do two special podcasts while we're here. We're going to go all the way very back to the first two people who came on the... Addie, do you remember who the first two people who came on
Two
the podcast
daft
were?
cunts, I know that.
Yeah, they're probably the daftest of all the people we've had on. So first of all, you're going to hear a redo of the list featuring choices by
Me?
Addie, and then you'll hear a one by me, but with a bit of a twist, Addie.
Yeah, what's that?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to try and select artists and songs that have never been played on the podcast
Oh,
before.
that's a bit of a bastard, isn't
Well, it is, yeah, seeing as we're like thicker guests, and everyone's had a handful of suggestions. So, ladies and gentlemen, you'll not be hearing any Prodigy, shall we say, for the next two episodes. But
We're digging deep into those crates today.
yeah, we are. Yeah, gonna get some thick selections brought out for you. But that being said, we'll start the podcast the same way we start all of our podcasts.
Ravers choice.
Yeah. So, who was it who got to select it today, Addie?
Where you came creeping out the pool that was near were weirdly like fucking little lobster cunt, but it was Zoidberg.
Oh, John Zoidberg is the one who's coming with the with the suggestion. Amazing. And what tune was it that John selected?
And when it was Master Vibe, Aliens, funnily enough.
Funnily
on the,
enough.
On the amazing Area 51 records.
Well, how very bloody topical.
I know,
Well,
it's weird. It's
yeah.
weird.
Thank you very much, John Zoidberg. And here it is.
Aliens are here. Aliens are here. Aliens are here. Aliens are here. Aliens here and abducting human beings.
The On The Rave podcast is available absolutely everywhere to download, and you can get in touch with us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/On The Rave. You can find us on Twitter @On The Rave. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/On The Rave. We are on Instagram.
That's my favourite one then.
Where you can find us on the rave with Addie and Gav, where you can see pictures of what Addie's been doing during the week.
Shenanigans.
We are powered by Podbean
And fueled by Basement Snaxx.
Don't forget that you can go into Ridley Place, wander down that spiral staircase and scream at Dom's
On The Rave.
and she will give you 10% off all of your cookies and snacks. Oh, it's
Goodness.
good.
Oh,
it's
that
good.
was Master Vibe. Aliens.
Yeah.
On Area 51 Records. Playing from Area 51 Records.
Yeah, where we are sat. We're not in Area 51 Records, we're in Area 51. Mulder and Scully just popped their head in to make sure that there wasn't any alien shenanigans going on in here. We tell them we're recording a podcast and it's cush, and they just did off on their merry way, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah.
Ginger bitch.
Yeah. Former most beautiful woman in the world, apparently.
She can give me an alien probe.
Way.
Moving on from alien probes.
Moving on from alien
What were
probes.
your
Eddie.
alien influences, Gav?
Oh, dear me.
That's a terrible segue, and that's the way I like it.
That's all right. That's absolutely fine. Well, you might be fascinated to know that my early influences weren't involving anal probes.
That's not what I hear.
That's not really. Cheers for that, mate.
Hey, boy.
Yeah, I mean, one of my other early influences. I spoke about my dad singing songs last time out, and this time out, I'm going to tell you a little story about a young Gav. Who used to think he could drink lots of alcohol and still manage to survive a Christmas day.
Oh.
So we used
Won't be
to
there.
all the lads from Killyware, big up
Killy's
where
in
I
the
grew up. There was a few over there, and we all went for beers at Trillions on Christmas Eve because they did cheap beers for people who weren't asked about Christmas. And not only did they do cheap beers, but we also didn't have a taxi, so we got pissed in Trillions and then walked home all the way back to Killy from town. Chuff and Mortal, went back to my nana's where I was living at the time and went to bed, and I must have slept 2 hours before it was get up. We've got to go all the way to Hexham so you can have breakfast. Yeah, and it's a tight squeeze, it really is. Like the family, like they love their Christmas. I've never really loved Christmas, but we went up to my Auntie Julie's and my Uncle Steve's, and when I got in there, they didn't have any music on. And they were like, right, okay, we'll put some music on and we'll all sit down and have breakfast. This is when I used to eat meat, big cooked breakfasts and stuff like that.
Bacon and things.
Yeah, bacon and sausages and things that I couldn't even tell you what they tasted like these days.
Tastes like bacon.
Just like it just still tastes like bacon.
Oh.
It still tastes as bacony. And they said we're going to put some music on, and like I cringed all the way through my body, and I thought they were going to put Christmas songs on. And I just wasn't up for it. And what they actually put on was the Fun Loving Criminals album, 100% Colombian. And they skipped a couple of tracks in to a song called Back on the Block. And just it just reassured us that Christmas wasn't going to be as shit as it had been some years. So big up to me and my Auntie Julie and my Uncle Steve, who listened to decent music and saved us that one Christmas. This is the Fun Loving Criminals.
Back on the block. Well, that was a bit of fun on Criminals Back on the Block, Gavin.
That's from 100% Colombian, which is an amazing album. It's
Love
one that I still listen to this day.
I fucking love Scooby Snaxx and Pickers.
Yeah, all of the little bits and pieces like that, Addie.
Let's move on then.
Yeah.
Let's get back to finding your own feet.
Breathe.
So, Gav, the second time around, how did you find your feet again?
Right, okay, well, the first time round, I said that I sort of had a joint, a two-pronged sort of music thing going on where I had lots of hip-hop stuff and then lots of rave stuff. And seeing as the first time round I was like Roots Maneuver and I went the hip-hop, I'm going to go the other way and I'm going to go ravey. And some of the early ravey stuff that I got into was the sort of the different drum and bass and jungle compilation CDs that you get.
Well, a bit like on my last, this was Chaos Theory was the thing. This
Yep.
is your own version of that, I would have thought.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like it. Essentially, there was an Aphrodite mix CD that came out that was called Urban Junglist. That I got a copy of and just absolutely rinsed. It was one of the ones that I like. I had mini discs, which
we all had mini discs.
Yeah, which is now obviously a dead medium for those people who are listening in the future.
I used
But
to
yeah,
have a mini disc hi-fi.
yeah, we had a mini disc separate, or I had access to a mini disc separate. I think it was Ali's. And we would basically record movies and listen to movies, but you could put the mini discs onto like 4 times, and you could put fucking so much music on one mini disc. And
We replaced DATs with them for a while.
the digital trans. Yeah.
We used to record our music on the mini disc.
Direct on a mini disc. Ah, there you go. Well, as I say, these mini discs were like just ones where loads of compilations were banged onto the one mini disc, so you just skip through all of the different compilations. And this Urban Junglist one would just come on, and years later I realised that Jamie Johnston, good friend of ours,
He's tall.
yeah, he is maffis. And he went down the same route. He had listened to the exact same album. Well, there's a track on that I totally, absolutely buzz off, and occasionally when you go out to a drum and bass night and someone drops this, it just gives us the nostalgias.
All of the feels.
Yeah, all of the feels. So I've gone for what I think is the 4th song on the CD, which is by The Professionals, which has got a 3 MC lineup on it. MC Death, MC Fearless, and Shabba D.
Oh, big lineup, that.
Yeah, it's like all of the MCs. And the tune's called Flavor for Raver. And lots of people might remember it out there. And it's sort of Shabba D before we started doing the Scrappy-Doo thing all the time. So yeah, here's a bit of sort of, you're still laughing at the Scrappy-Doo.
Scrappy-Doo tickled us.
Yeah, that's it. Well, you remember Shabba D, and Shabba D would come on at Turbulence and go ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da, and he'd do it all the time, man. It's one of my memories of Shabba D. But yeah, this is The Professionals, and the tune is called Flavor for Raver.
What the fuck is going on? CC tired of this shit. These candy ass motherfuckers, man. Give me somebody right now that can get the job done. Get me the professionals right now. Introducing Mr. Skipper, the flavor for Raver. And it's the fellas, it's the flavor for Raver. Check out MC Death, it's the flavor for Raver. Flavor for Raver, we entertain ya. It's Mr. Skipper, it's the flavor for Raver. And it's the fellas, it's the flavor for Raver. Check out MC Death, it's the flavor for Raver. Flavor for Raver, check out their K-pop. Whiplash, only work for the cash. Quick flash, grab the loot, then dash. It's all about the money, swing chain. From the house to the club and all the bling bling. Let's get it on, ain't no stopping this. Generate flex, I'll be the scientist. Cat this, get it on the baby, started this. Let's give a fearless, be the scientist. Bomb it up, Sam, and the money man can't spar with us. So lyrical flows ain't hard enough. You wanna bomb with us, make cash and rip it, can't on us. Pick up a dick, I'm kick up a dust. I'm gonna take a cherry pit on Mars. Danger, for the Raver, on the road, the way out. Strong, stay straight. Who's on the stage to make it feel great? Elevate, put a drum on the bass, I make hate to lay the whole place on the bomber. Clear, so hey, bring the noise and let's play with bomb for they fucking the mind with DJs. No need to strain. We got cool down the way. Who love the beats and big bang? Ring, ding-a-ding-a-ding, step into the ring, feel my sloppy and sting. Jump is all of it for aiming. It's on the place to keep it raving. Check out myself for pumping it. When the beat comes to the shop again. Good time to keep it raving. Jumping style and misbehaving. Introducing Mr. Skipper, it's the flavor for Raver. And it's the fellas, it's the flavor for Raver. Check out MC Death, it's the flavor for Raver. rappers can. Forwards, keyboards with man. Snap yours, crack yours. This one, round of applause. Jungle, that's mine and yours. I'm gonna make them tear down walls. UK, new way. All day, every day, sipping on AJ. It's gonna be deep, but it's gonna wait. I got the rock for the general. I've been the most and the most of the baby. Tell them all. I'm in the door for the mic. I'm on the coming on, I'm minimal. Also, incredible, lethal for the people. Break through in the venue. I see you. That is the jumper like we do. Yeah, let's jump up like a beat. Snatch and grab when I'm with the old man black. Just like that, don't get struck, don't get stabbed. Got a bunch of from here to back that. When I'm on the mic, when I'm on the last two cap. When I'm on the this, when I'm on the that. When I'm on the snitch, when I'm on the black. When I'm on the ultra slap. Introducing Mr. Skipper. It's the flavor for Raver. And it's the flavor for Raver. Check out MC Dick. It's the flavor for Raver. Flavor for Raver. We entertain ya. It's Mr. Skipper. It's the flavor for Raver. And it's the flavor for Raver. Check out MC Dick. It's the flavor for Raver. Flavor for Raver. Check out the cake. Introducing Mr. Skipper. And MC Fellas. Check out MC Dick. Flavor for Raver. Flavor for Raver. It's Mr. Skipper. And MC Fellas. Check out MC Dick. Flavor for Raver. Flavor for Raver.
Well then, that was a bit of flavour for you Ravers.
Yeah, that was the Professionals with Flavour for Raver, and some of the lines in there are amazing. Like, I love MC Det, I love MC Fearless, and Shabba D, as I said before we started doing Scrappy Doo, was another early influence on me, and one of those ones I found when I was finding my first Feed Addy.
Well, that was wonderful, Gav. So, right, we're going to get right back on the horse.
Yeah.
What was your second rave memories?
My second rave memories. Right, what I did was I looked at it from a different angle, and it's first rave memories and
Right angle.
A right angle? No, it's a more of an obtuse angle, I
90
reckon.
degrees.
Yeah, the bigger than 90 degrees. Obtuse, isn't it?
Aye, it is, you're right.
Yeah, maths.
Maths.
You see, you're getting
knowledge is the bomb.
yeah, you're
We're
getting
educational.
math lessons from all the way in Area 51. That's how much we care about the content we're creating.
That's how we got over the fence.
Yeah,
Using
exactly.
Science.
Addy just pulled out a mathis bag of science, and the fence just deaded, and we managed to squeeze through.
Straight through.
Yeah, good crack. So the section's called First Rave Memories, and I'm going to talk about one of the first massive raves that I had a lot to do with, that was at the Cooperage, and I'm going to talk about the first rave we put on under the banner Coalition. Our Coalition was me and Jamie Johnston and Tim, not Tim, his name's Tom Fridgman.
Tom Fridgman,
from
big up Tom.
Rawhide.
One day you will come on this show.
Yeah, no, he said he wants to come on. Apparently him and Chris are doing a joint list together. This is what they told us when we were at Linda's Farm. But yeah, one of those first raves that we put on with Coalition featured a band that was playing the first time they'd ever played in Newcastle, and they were huge. Everyone loved them at the time. The band's called Squire of Gothos. They're an amazing bassline band. They've got so much crazy energy, and the songs are just absolutely mental. And this is like, in all of the years I was involved in putting on raves, this is like one of the only times that we ever actually made money on a rave. It's completely bizarre. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that most raves are ran out of the pockets of the people who are putting them on.
Most definitely.
Like, so many of them are ran at a negative that it's just completely beyond. But this is one of the ones where we made some money. Why it always sticks in my head. And I think around about that time, one of my favourite Squire of Gothos songs was Gloves Had Hoodie. So I think we'll blast a little bit of that for the first rave memories. So this is the memory from the 3rd of March 2000 and something. I'm gonna say 15, 16. No, nowhere near then, much before then. But in any case, it's from March
It's definitely
the 3rd.
Saturday the 3rd of March. I can see it on the flyer.
Yeah, that's it. The flyer's still on the wall. With actual Saturday rave in
And
the
it was
town.
from at the legendary venue that was the Cooperage.
Yeah, it was at the Cooperage. We had like 4 gigs booked, and we only managed to do 3 of them before it passed hands again.
Yeah.
Like so. But yeah, this is Squire Gothos and the song is called Gloves, Gloves, Hat, Hoodie.
That's me on a regs, man them. That's me on a reg. That's me on a regs, man them. That's me on a reg. One like, and I. That's me on a regs, man them. One like, and I. That's me on a reg. One like, and I. That's me on a regs, man them. Roll with a constant red eye. Joint blazing, gal them say, that's him right there. What you don't know, he's got new clothes, new car on roads. That boy 1-0. What you don't know, turn this up, bro. That boy 1-0. Who wants this next? Rodriguez Silvers. Who wants 2 lines? What lip is no? These are bomb roads. When I chip, they say 120's hurt. I'm passing.
Got that swag, that swag. 1-0's 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 got that swag, that swag.
TLC 10 AC or the one like, and I. That's me on the regs. Man them roll with a constant red eye. Joint blazing, gal them say him 1-0's got that swag, that swag. I say thank you, you look good too, but I know I look bad.
But I know I look bad. But I know I look bad. But I know I look bad.
Yo.
I know I look bad.
Yo, when I walk in the club, man them safe when I talk to me, bro. Got gal them winking because I got the glove hat and the hood. Yo, when I walk in the club, got man them safe when I talk to me, bro. Got gal them winking because I got the glove hat and the hood. So get low, then slow when you move back up, hold it there. Then shake your waist at your own pace so all the man them stare. Just skank and dance and smell the dankelberries in the air. Look round until you found a girl and link her if you dare. Get low, then slow when you move back up, hold it there. Then shake your waist at your own pace so all the man them stare. Just skank and dance and smell the dankelberries. Gal them winking because I got the glove hat and the hood. Glove, hat, 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 hood. Come with a glove hat and a hood to a rave, you and a mic in the club. We get the rave lights up and I don't race this. I show man elbow love, so see me and it be Nate on the viz down Midlands, smashing it up. See on the mic and them in the background. You don't believe me? Check Facebook. That's 10 it, go look it up. We spend our weekends in the club with a few my boys. Make noise and I wobble to the bass with a JD up. Then when I walk in the club, got man them safe when I talk to me, bro. Got gal them winking because I got the glove hat and the hood. Glove, hat, hood. Glove, hat, hood. Glove, hat, hood. Glove, hat, hood. Yo, that's 10 it, go look it up. We spend our weekends in the club with a few my boys. Make noise and I wobble to the bass with a JD up. Then when I walk in the club, got man them safe when I talk to me, bro. Got gal them winking because I got the glove hat and the hood. Glove, hat, hood. Glove, hat, hood. Glove, hat, hood. Glove, hat, yo. Glove, hat, hood. Glove, hat, hood. Glove, hat, hood. Glove, hat, hood. That's me on a regs, man them. That's me on a reg. That's me on a regs, man them. That's me on a reg. That's me on a regs, man them. That's me on a reg. That's me on a regs, man them. That's me on a
That
reg.
was Squires and Gothos, and out here in the sun, there's no need for any hats, gloves or hoodies or anything like that. I'm fucking bollock naked. I'm fucking fried like a bastard.
Yeah, sunblock, shade, parasols, alcohol, I think is the list here. Like, it's probably not doing me any favours sitting drinking in the sun. But yeah, from location on Area 51, we're doing the redos of our lists. It's my turn out. So, Addie, where are we up to now?
We are up to Festival Fever.
Oh, well, as
what
you know.
festival are you gonna pick the second time over?
Well,
Or what track forward? Because it could be the same festival, just a different track.
do you know what? I've picked a track that is sort of makes me think of the end of a certain festival, and I'm talking Sunday nights. I'm talking Canberra Sands.
Oh, clap your hands for Canberra Sands. There's
Yeah.
beaches on the beach.
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm thinking. And, you know, those big festivals are closed the same way everywhere. They have that big closing ceremony, a huge old school act, and then at the very end, Saint Acid himself, James Bangface, gets up with his red cape on, and he plays Old School and Jungle to end the set every time. And there's one song that he plays every single time without fail. And I think that we would be remiss to not remember that. You're pulling a face. Do you not remember? Or do you know which tune I'm on about?
I know which track you're on about. I'm
Yeah.
just reminiscent.
Yeah, exactly. You always played this track, and it's just like one of those closing moments of so many of those festivals. Was there 3 or 4 at Canberra Sands that was so much fun? Are you still 100% already?
3. Yeah. I'm probably not going to be this year.
Unless someone miraculously sorts out a set, maybe James.
Yeah,
James Bangface, Mr. Saint Acid. But in honour of the exact man, let's play a little bit of Shut Up and Dance, and the tune is Raven, I'm Raven.
Classic.
That wonderful take on Walking in Memphis. Walking in Memphis. But a better ravier with pianos and stuff like that. Like, so enjoy a little bit of old school ravey jungle bad boyness.
Put on my Raven shoes and I boarded the plane. Touchdown in the land where the skies are blue. In the middle of the pouring rain. Everybody was happy. Ecstasy shining down on me. Yeah, I've got a first class ticket. Feeling as good as a boy can be. I'm raving, I'm raving. I'm raving till the sweat just falls out of me. I'm raving, I'm raving. But do I really feel the way I feel? Put on my Raven shoes and I boarded the plane. Touchdown in the land where the skies are blue. In the middle of the pouring rain. Everybody was happy. Ecstasy shining down on me. Yeah, I've got a first class ticket. Feeling as good as a boy can be. I'm raving, I'm raving. I'm raving till the sweat just falls out of me. I'm raving, I'm raving. But do I really feel the way I feel? I'm raving, I'm raving. I'm raving till the sweat just flows out of me. I'm raving, I'm raving. But do I really feel the way I feel?
Oh, well, we were raving and raving there.
Yeah, we were. It's even hotter in this tent in the middle of Area 51 now. That was I'm Raving by Shut Up and Dance, which is like just a memory of the ending of all of those bang faces. It was a wonderful time doing those festivals, and cheers James for putting what on and stuff like that.
Could do it again, though.
Could do it again, though. We're much better these days, though.
Much better.
Much tighter.
Should have seen what Detox the other night. Oh, it was smashing.
Oh, you know, and
big shout to Dave actually from Detox because that night was banging.
It was, yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Archer, what a pleasure to be with your company again,
Yeah.
Nikki. You are fucking hilarious.
She's a wonderful woman. She's hilarious.
Nice to meet LSD.
It was wonderful to MC for LSD and for Mark Archer.
And Nipper was just a fucking absolute blinder.
Yeah, he played a huge set, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He even got a fist bump off us at one point. One track, I was just like, fuck me, that's amazing.
You fist bumped someone.
I did.
And he went all the way back to the 90s and pulled
Fist
a fist bump. He got his Jazzy Jeff on. Oh,
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, let's stroll on, Addy, to Section 5.
Section 5, which would be Shared Discovery.
Yeah.
So, who are you going to pull out the bag this time? Second time around?
Well, first time around, I did a double dose of the sort of more electronica stuff that I like to listen to. This time round, I'm going to play a song that I really wanted to play on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, but nobody picked it on Addie vs. Gav.
Because I'm the sixth time Addie versus Gav champion of the world.
You know what it is? It's so warm where we are that as he flicked his hand, the sweat drops went everywhere.
Just flicking the aliens left, right, and centre. They're discussing it, but they've got no features, so it's fine.
Well, that's it, man. They don't know any difference. They're just here to join the fucking party.
Just enjoy my fucking.
They're just here to enjoy the party. So a few weeks ago on Addie vs. Gav, I picked a track by a local Geordie lad, and I just absolutely fucking love this track. Addy, have they found us?
No, they're circling.
Holy shit, they are actually circling.
Black helicopter, Gav!
Whoa, what's going on? Oh, hold that. No, they just seem... It's just a flyover, Addy.
No, it's flyover.
Oh, it's just a flyover. It's fine. Local lad. What is it that you like to call him?
I think he's the Paul Scholes of Breakcore.
Yeah, he's the Paul Scholes of Breakcore. A very, very ginger man, but a very, very lovely man.
Yay!
Just stop. Just keep telling the same stories. But this is
Chop Chop. It's not getting boring.
Nah, it's not getting boring.
If you go down, the ghost of his pants is actually haunting the cooperage right now.
The ghost of Chop Chop strides, hidden in the septic tank
of the cooperage.
But this is the Chop Chop soon. Fin by fin by fin by fin.
People have very tangible, real experiences of being touched by the darkness. People have very tangible, real experiences of being touched by the dolphin.
I've wanted to play that song on this podcast for so long, and
that was buzzing. A 40-yard volley from the Paul scores a break.
Yeah, what an absolute beast of a tune. And go and find him. He's releasing stuff constantly at the minute.
It's all banging at the minute.
Yeah.
Well done, Chop. You're fucking absolutely smashing it out at the minute.
We love a local lad doing well, don't we?
Boy done good.
Boy done good. Boy done good.
So moving on from Manu Breakcore, I guess I should set the scene.
Yeah, maybe you should.
So, Gav, you've just woke up at Bagface, sharing a very shitty caravan room with me. You've just asked us who's on next at the rave, and I've just explained to you that the rave's over and you slept through the entire last day.
Yeah.
We'll put on a tape and there's a DJ playing, but he plays an amazing tune. Are you in that caravan, hands in the air, or are you screw facing down once you miss the rave?
Do you know what? I would at that moment of time, I was screw facing down because I just that's what you get though for staying awake for the first 3 days of a festival. You miss the whole Sunday and you miss Aphex Twin. But it's good.
He was rubbish.
Well, this is what everyone's told us, but would have been nice to experience.
He was a nice lad though, I met him.
Well, there you go. Sorry, Morty. That burp came a little bit from nowhere. Well, you know me, Addie. I love a bit of a screw face. I love a bit of a shush face. But I love a shush face. But
I'm guessing that that's not what you picked.
Nah, I went arms in the air again.
Oh, double dipping. Two in it, almost kind of water.
Two in a tour, I suppose. Yeah. But I went for arms in the air moment because I was thinking of...
You've got 100% arms in the air record?
I've got 100% expose of armpits record, yeah, definitely. All 4 of them have been out for everybody. Yeah, essentially, I just like had a think, and I was like, when was the last time that a bit of music like really made us either screw face or fling me arms in the air? And when I was coming up with this list, I thought about a birthday gig I went to a couple of years ago, where I went to go and see a band called Skindred.
Yeah.
Skindred make music that's somewhere between ragga and metal.
Did anyone piss in someone's pocket that night?
There may have been a urine-based antics that night. I
see.
We will save those stories for another day, and for if said man ever does anything. Well, no, just for if he ever does anything nasty for me. If he's ever like, I've still got a video of the whole event. So, what do you call that? Ammunition. Yeah, that's what you call it.
If anyone want to join Patreon, we'll put it up there on Patreon. If you join this week,
there we go. There's a little bet for you all. So if someone joins the Patreon, maybe I'll do a little post and I'll put that video up on the Patreon
for our members.
And if said person joins the Patreon, I'll actually delete it.
So there you go, said person.
So for anyone who doesn't get that in joke, I'm sorry, but we're going to talk a little bit more about Skindred.
If you join Patreon, you can see it.
Yeah, there you go. So we went to the Skindred gig, and just in the middle of their set, they dropped like just this huge tune that I'd heard before, but like I've now just got a proper love for it.
There's certain tunes where you don't really appreciate the time. You know them as good records, but not really appreciate them, and when you hear them live, it just brings out that whole different dynamic to them.
Yep, that's it. And just the guy Benji Weeby was up there with like the best who I've ever seen on a stage. I still think like there's a top two for me, the best things I've ever seen on a stage, and I saw Method Man and Mos Def within a few months of each other and couldn't separate them. They were both amazing. I've been a massive hip hop head for years, but Benji, the lead singer from Skindred, was just unbelievable on the night. And I've picked their track Pressure. I hope everyone enjoys it. I suppose it's not as ravey, but it's still an absolute banger for everyone.
I can't see a fair amount. Let's get it on with a little bit of Skindred.
Buzzing up with the musical attack. Rip it up with that boom sound we no lack. Got the rhythms of the play killer tracks. Annihilate and destroy them, we do that. Letting them know that how we can be rock and control the game. Oh well, setting the pace in the place while them up driving and insane. Oh, that's right. Turn your system down. You know the way times I can. Burn it to the ground. Watch how we shut down and we break it. Stressy just drop them underground. Cannot take the music, kill the sound. You will turn it up and never down. Stressy just drop them underground. Cannot take the music, kill the sound. You will turn it up and never down. Turn it up and never down. Should you just drop them underground? Gonna take the music, kill the sound. You will turn it up and never down. Pressure, 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 pressure. Temperature rising up the heat, feel the pressure. Hold on my head, I feel the pain from the pressure. Cannot take the noise, cause I will bring the pressure. No matter time, I turn the music down on the pressure. When I got on the pressure. Stressy just drive them underground. Cannot take the music, kill the sound. You will turn it up and never down. Just drop them underground.
Well, that was Skid with and Pressure.
Yeah.
So moving on from a bit of pressure, I've got the wrong bit of paper in front of us. That's
It's the heat.
I've lost
It's the
it.
heat.
Oh, I've lost it, God, man. What the fuck?
He doesn't even remember what the 7th section is on his own podcast. I can see it backwards on the paper, shining through the light right in front. What section, Sarah?
Dedications is what you need. So, fuck Roy Castle. Who's your dedication?
I definitely won't be fucking Roy Castle.
Because he's dead.
It's just not. It's yeah, okay. No need to go any further than that. So last time,
unless he was an alien and he's here really inside.
Maybe that, like, we've seen all sorts of aliens. Like Kang and Kodos popped their heads in before. Those two big slippery bastards from The Simpsons. They are huge in real life, Addy. They are massive. Like those big glass domes. They must be even fucking warmer out here.
I was looking at the tentacles and thinking you would be fucking really nice in some sort of Yo Sushi fucking, you know, some sort of shenanigans.
It's
some salt and pepper squid.
Green Tuesday.
Yeah.
Instead of
yes.
Instead of.
I'd go for a Green Tuesday right now.
But like last time out, I dedicated a track to Jake, who was a big friend of all of ours. And one of the reasons why I couldn't pick who I wanted to pick for my goat for this podcast, but that'll come up in a little bit later. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to dedicate a track to my wonderful lady, Steph.
Just lovely.
She is lovely. She puts up with a lot of shit from me. She's been mint to me, and she's helped me sort my crack out and get everything sorted. And there's loads of different tunes that I could have played for this one little section, but I'm going to play a tune that's like a little bit of her and a little bit of me combined. So Steph's a massive fan of Korn. She's a huge fan of Korn, and I could have played any Korn track because we haven't played Korn before. But when I realised that we hadn't played this other band before as well, I was totally stoked, because then I just was like, right, I can play this one track that I've seen that I know she loves. So a band that me and Steph both have a massive mutual love for is The Cure. We both love a bit of Robert Smith. And do you remember when VH1 used to do those unplugged things?
Yes.
There was an unplugged with Korn where they did like acoustic versions of all of their songs and stuff like that. And for one of the songs, they invited The Cure on, or Robert Smith on. And there's this song where they do a Korn song and a Cure song at the same time. And
so like a mashup?
It's like a mashup, but it's a somber acoustic mashup. So it's like, it's the Korn song, which is called Make Me Bad, and the Cure song, which is called In Between Days. And it's two songs that you possibly wouldn't put together, but works really well. So this is like the live version from the Unplugged, and this is for you, Steffi, because I know that she loves this song and I love this song, and she's mint.
Let's get on. So that was The Corn and Robert Smith. I'm not going to name both tracks, but that was for you, Steffi. Thank you very much for putting up with Gav's shit, even though you won't let Dave the Rave in your house.
Oh, you've dropped her right in it there. You've dropped her right in it there, haven't you?
Moving swiftly on before I get wrong. Guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
So, the second time round, are there any less guilty or more guilty?
Do you know what? Like, I have so many guilty pleasures in music. I was gonna go down one route, which is like I have a mega guilty pleasure for, how do you say it without sounding racist? You don't. You just say it. Like black harmony groups, where you
like
have
Boyz II Men.
Like Boyz II Men, like Drew Hill. I just love
like 4 black guys hang around a bin that's on fire in New Jack City.
Yeah, exactly. And I just...
Oh, I've got a camera record. That's for the next year's show.
Yeah, we'll go.
Dedication for you.
Redo
that
3.
Song. Next year.
Redo 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's loads of guilty pleasures that I've got. I love it when men sing in harmony. I just there's something about it that makes us melt a little bit, like especially
white people can be harmonized as well.
They can, yeah. There's just like I just sort of get more of a vibe from when black dudes do it. I don't know why. But I think one of my other guiltiest pleasures, apart from my absolute love for baby metal, which got banned.
Yes.
Hopefully this won't get banned, but. I have a huge guilty pleasure for songs from animated TV shows, and I could talk for hours about all the different ones. So you got like Family Guy, and you've got Down Syndrome Girl, which creases us absolutely every time. Shaboopy, that absolutely gets us or when Peter does Mr. Booze. Mr. Booze, and I love all of those ones, and there's the ones from American Dad that Steve sings, like the one where he does the D'Angelo take and he's doing the "Is you not hard enough for your dad?" And there's just all of those animated songs, but the king of the animated songs that get us is South Park. Now, there's so many South Park songs that absolutely reduce me to tears.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, and there's like there was so many to pick from. That I ended up going for one that's like that people who know this song's effect on me. So South Park, Bigger, Longer and Uncut, the musical. I went for a date with a girl to the Pictures to go and see it, and she left at the end of Uncle Fucker, which is the first song, and I took a stand and didn't leave. I sat and watched the whole thing by myself, and I was like, well, obviously, if you're not into this, then you're not into me.
Yeah,
you cannot be.
Possible.
Towards like the middle section, the Devil sings a song called Up There, and fuck me, it kills us every time. There's just the bit at the end with the ungodly high note, and I know Drew, if he's listening, loves this song. Stevie Two Hats loves this song. There's so many like people that I've had like I genuinely struggle not to just burst into tears of laughter, and sometimes when I feel down, I'll put this song on and it just makes the world right. So by the way of guilty pleasures, I'm gonna play that. Because there are fewer guilty pleasures than things like that from a musical, and that's what it is. It's from a musical.
It is.
It's from a musical.
And
but
the guys from South Park, they do very good musicals. With the Book of Mormon coming to Newcastle next.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Steph was just saying that.
I think there's some sort of on the rave excursion out might be in order.
Oh, is that well? There we go. We'll find. Well, we'll find out more details when we get back from Nevada. It's not like we've got Wi-Fi out here to check if we're right with information.
I don't think it's on for a couple of months anyway.
No, well, there we'll go. But in any case, yeah,
they've just finished in Sunderland, and they'll have to get their fucking shots in that. And,
they'll have to get thoroughly washed, won't they, before they can come over the river to the right side.
Yeah.
But speaking of the right side, this song always puts me in the right mood.
Hey, segue.
So let's listen to a little bit of Satan's Absolute Magic from South Park. This song is called Up There. Press stop, Gav.
Sometimes I think, when I look up real high, that there's such a big world up there. I'd like to give it a try. But then I sink, 'cause it's here I'm supposed to stay. But I get so lonely down here. Tell me, why does it have to be that way? Up there is so much room, where babies burn and flowers bloom. Everyone dreams I could dream too. Up there, up where the skies are ocean blue, I could be safe and live without a care. Up there, they say I don't belong. I must stay below alone. Because of my beliefs, I'm supposed to stay where evil is sown. But what is evil anyway? Is there reason to the rhyme? Without evil there can be no good, so it must be good to be evil sometime. Again, there's so much room where babies burn and flowers bloom. Everyone dreams I can dream too. Up there, up where the skies are ocean blue, I could be safe and live without a care. Live without a care. If only I could live up there. I want to live up
Oh, that was a little bit of the devil for you.
I just fucking love that song, and the end bit where you're reaching and screeching, and it's so good. It is so good.
From the devil to someone that you hold in high regard, which is, I can't believe you've managed to pick someone as your goat that's not David Bowie.
Yeah, this was the one that was hard as shit for me, because after Bowie, there's like a group of DJs that I sort of hold in quite high regard. But when I wrote the list down of all of the DJs and then went through the people who have previously played on the fucking podcast,
It's a short list. It gets shorter and shorter every time.
it does get shorter and shorter every time. And it was really difficult to try and pick one. I was going to cheat and try and bunch a few of them together. But I just thought that I'd look at it from a different perspective and think... So, anyone who knows me knows that I am a massive fan of wrestling, and when it comes to wrestling, there is one person that I hold on an upper echelon in the world of wrestling. Hopefully one day I will make his list like he has made mine, but as my goal, I've decided to pick Chris Jericho.
Is that because of a little bit of the bubbly?
Well, it could be something to do with him liking a little bit of the bubbly, which has been killing me.
It's funny.
It's absolutely been killing me.
He did his own podcast just about that.
Yeah, he did the one from in the bubbly. He sat in a bubbly jacuzzi
Have you seen the
drinking
original
bubbly.
thing?
Yeah, the promo from backstage.
No, where you got it from?
No, where's it from?
It was like an old it's an old Ric Flair match. And Tony Schiavone goes, "Oh, look, Flair pours it on." I can't remember who he pours it. He pours some champagne on another wrestler. And Tony Schiavone goes, "Looks like he's got a little bit of the bubbly."
Ah,
that's where it's from.
Is that where it's from? All I know is that my Twitter has just been nothing but memes of Jericho saying a little bit of the bubbly for days.
It's very funny. It is very funny.
Yeah, all of the little song snippets that they've squeezed it into. Yeah, it's like it's made us really, really happy. And Jericho, as I say, he's just fucking amazing when it comes to wrestling. I've always just loved the way, a little bit like Bowie's just reinvented himself over and over again over his career and being a different version of the exact same person.
Yeah.
And I've always just appreciated that. I think I'll play one of his band songs. I was going to play Break the Walls Down, like his theme music for coming in.
That would be a good choice. So you went for a bit of Fozzy.
Yeah, I did. I went for a bit of Fozzy. I got this close to interviewing him at the back end of last year for someone at uni, but at the last second he managed to manoeuvre plans so he could go and do it. It would have been difficult. It would have been difficult to walk into a room with him because I would have struggled. Oh, I'd have fanboyed. Oh,
like
yeah.
Elliot when fucking Busy Bee's in the room.
Well, that's it. Yeah. Just can you sign this one and this one and this one, like just one after another. But yeah, and I think I'll go for possibly the biggest track, which is Judas.
All right, let's go for it. This is Fozzy, Judas.
On the inside, you are innocence personified, and and I will drag you down and sell you out. Run away. I am cold like December snow. I have carved out this soul made of stone, and I will drag you down and sell you out. Embraced by the darkness, I'm losing the light. Encircled by demons I fight. What have I become now that I've betrayed everyone I've ever loved? I pushed them all away, and I have been a slave to the Judas in my mind. Is there something left for me to save in the wreckage of my life? My life. I become man. Judas in my mind. I become man. I become man. Judas in my mind. Judas in my mind. All this guilt is a heavy cross. There is blood on the path I walk, and each step I take is haunting me. Embraced by the darkness, I'm losing the light. Encircled by demons I fight. What have I become now that I've betrayed everyone I've ever loved? I pushed them all away, and I have been a slave to the Judas in my mind. Is there something left of me to save in the wreckage of my life? My life. I become man. Judas in my mind. I become man. Judas in my mind. Judas in my mind. Judas in my mind. What have I become now that I've betrayed everyone I've ever loved? I pushed them all away, and I have been a slave to the Judas in my mind. Is there something left of me to save in the wreckage of my life? My life. I become man. Judas in my mind. I become man. Judas in my mind. Judas in my mind.
Well, that was Fozzy and Judas, and it is the reason that probably next time I'm on the sesh, I'll be on a little bit of the boogie.
Yeah, a little bit of the boogie. Yeah, that tune's mint, and obviously it's the tune he's using as his entrance music at AEW as well, isn't it? Because he owns the rights to it.
And his finishing moves called the Judas effect.
Oh, is it? His new finishing moves the
That
Judas effect.
Shit elbow, yeah.
Oh, that weird back elbow thing. It could be. It's not as bad as the Thunder Punch though.
No. It's on par.
It's on par.
So, we've got to the very last question, which is personal anthem, Gav.
Yeah.
And I've noticed
that
you haven't used the wild card yet.
Well, that is because, Addie, I'm going to pick two personal anthems. The regret. I'm going to pick two personal anthems because I'm greedy like that. And there's like songs that I loved and that were like massive for parts of my life that I want to fully represent. So I'm going to go double ravey, double breakcore, jungly vibe. And what I think we'll do is we might just play them a bit of the back to the bubbly.
Yeah.
First tune I'm picking is a one that I've just loved for ages. He'll always be the man who got away. Jabba from Life for Land did a track with someone, like literally the guy's name is someone, and the tune is called Informer Fi Dead, and it's just this huge jungle lick with a massive Buju Banton lyric in it, and it's fucking disgusting, but it breaks down and changes completely 3 times during the song, and it's just bloody wonderful. So let's play some Jabba.
And for your second track, because these are back-to-back.
Yeah, for the second track, which is back-to-back, I'm going to go for another artist that I can't believe hasn't been on the podcast.
It's amazing.
It is amazing when you occasionally pull one out. But I'm going to play a bit of Ed Cox.
Ed Cox!
Put the megaphone away, you. Yeah, again, it's like a double Life for Land thing going on here, because Life for Land are just this huge label out of Cambridge, I think. Down south, that just released some natty, disgusting breakcore in the early 2000s, mid-2000s, 2004, 2005, 2006. And the tune I'm going to pick is called Clown Koala. And it's just his tune. It's an absolutely epic tune. It was my ring tune for absolutely ages on my phone. Addie's pulling her face because he's trying to remember how this one goes. You're not...
I'll tell you later why I'm pulling the face.
Alright, okay, he's pulling a face for a different reason. But yeah, so first off you'll hear a little bit of Jabba, and then after that we'll play a little bit of Ed Cox.
Kill people and drink blood. Original Butcher Bantam from the place, show your face, road boy.
Hear me now. All road boy, man fit dead. Just make them know we not save no lead. Gunshot for bust up in a informer head, man fit dead. Jungle is not save no lead. Gunshot for bust up in a informer head, them never hear what the general say. Come and find it, the program is up in the computer. Like I can cop, I reveal like let them poor man no them hand down the bed and put up. See them a free, or I beg them a go bed and fit dead. Just make them know we not save no lead. Gunshot for bust up in a informer head, man fit dead. Just make them know we not save no lead. Gunshot for bust up in a informer head. He that we break his mouth, that we break his life of fire. That we make people them want it our night. Tell them family and friends that they every night. Like a listen, fuck man, you are with me. Fuck man, let me just take you. I don't wait it, I don't see a pretty side class of two. Or I come up and talk to what's right, man. Yeah, you just make them know we not save no lead. Gunshot for bust up in a informer head, man fit dead. Yeah, you are not save no lead. Gunshot for bust up in a
Informer right to know will them call me hunt, seek and find and kill. Jesus Christ, me look on the road boy, here road boy. Me bang, watch it, them move me murder them clad. Ready aim fire boy, head crown the carve. Good boy, a road boy, we no take talk. Them they say me I come, them a fi hide and mask. Kill informer, road boy, trademark. Original bad boy, no ram fi pop. Me miss a hunt, seek and find and kill. Informer right to know will to Mr. Hunt, seek and find and kill. Informer right to know me ball. Kill no big kill, no kind of chance. You right now will not be. People me ball. Kill no big kill, no kind of chance. You right now me stop with me kill people and no care. Kill and no care, policeman here. No free practice me big club anywhere. You know you silence about it now then clear. Big 45 vote it length here. Why are we bubbles no and no care? This is a shot informer.
On the Rave! That was
doubles.
some double kush.
A double
breakory, double bastards.
The double breakcore, jungly, mashup-y, rave accordion, clowncore nonsense, which is just all me and all personal anthem for me squeezing in the wild card. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it is fucking hot in Nevada.
It's fucking hot as balls.
Here at Area 51, it's heating up. It sounds like they finally got the DJ stage set up. Like, so
we're gonna go on with it.
Yeah, we're gonna go over and just try and elbow them out the way. So if you've managed to make your way to the takeover at Area 51,
most aliens are like small and grey. That are fucking punch their faces in to get out the way.
So
like,
if you get over to the front,
elbows up, Gav, elbows up.
Yeah, elbows out, over to the front right, and give them like the windmill.
Double nudge.
Yeah, just get them gunning. But we're gonna go and kick the Rock off stage. He seems to be doing like a 10-hour rendition of his opening music from the WWE, and there's so many times you can hear him saying the Rock says, because that's all he says.
Yeah,
is the Rock says. But in any case, I have been Gav, that's Addie, and we'll end the podcast the way we always do, which is with a little bit of motherfucking science.
So, Gavin.
It's wham.
It's warm. So it's going to get fucking a whole lot warmer with a bit of fucking scientific sinister souls. And then it's their remix of I Go Testify.
Oh, the fuck your brains out edit.
It is.
Yeah. That's an absolute beast of a tune, and I don't see why it can't bring to an end our wonderful adventure in Area 51. So, if we don't get arrested, abducted, or terminated for what we're doing,
it's possible,
which is completely possible, we'll be back to Byker, back to the sounds of the streets, back to the streets of Byker, and back to all the nonsense that is that way. But for now, we'll end with some science. I have been Gav.
I'm Addie.
And it is time to announce that we are officially... The On The Rave podcast is available absolutely everywhere to download, and you can get in touch with us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/On The Rave. You can find us on Twitter @On The Rave. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/On The Rave. We are on Instagram.
That's my favourite one then.
Where you can find us on the rave with Addie and Gav, where you can see pictures of what Addie's been doing during the week.
Shenanigans.
We are powered by Podbean
and fueled by Basement Snaxx.
Don't forget that you can go into Ridley Place, wander down that spiral staircase and scream at Dom's
On The Rave,
and she will give you 10% off all of your cookies and snacks. Oh,
goodness.
It's good.
On The Rave.
Hi, this is Mark Archer from Alternate.
Hi, this is Ian from Dream Frequency.
This is Slipmat, and you're in tune to the On The Rave.
On The Rave.
On The Rave
podcast.
Watch your bass fins, I'm telling you.